Hi, everybody. It's Billy, the Crafty Floridian, and I just wanted to give you an update and let you know what's been going on. Um, I had my little procedure last Monday, a week ago today. Ablation. I think I probably pronounce it incorrectly. I've been doing it all day. Ablation last Monday, and they kept me Monday night, and I came home on Tuesday. Usually it's in and out procedure, but it was close to, I don't know, 8 o'clock maybe when they were finished, and I really wasn't in any shape to be coming home. So anyway, they I went on Monday. I got there at noon. They were supposed to start, to be checked in at 12:15 and all that good stuff. So I get all checked in. Yes, I was by myself, and the of course, the nurses and the assistants and everybody in the hospital was just really, really nice. They knew I was by myself, so they would, I think they paid me a little extra attention. So they got me all set up and dressed and all this, and so so they got to a point, I waited and waited, and then they got to a point that they were going to start, putting things in me. Like I think it was, you know, plugging me up to all, to the EKG, and then they were going to put in in this arm they put in a pick, a T pick, a pit, a pick, a pick. What did they call it? A pit, a tit. Anyway, they put this metal thing in my artery in this on my left hand, and they had to numb it first, and then they did it. So the anesthesia, and he was kind of scary. He was tall, thin, kind of reminded you of Frankenstein a little bit, but not really, but kind of. And he said, "All right, give me your hand." And I gave him my hand. I said, "Does this mean we're engaged?" And he laughed. So anyway, he put the pit line, the pit line in, and it did okay. I wasn't scared or anything. I just lay there and let them do what they have to do. It's their job, and my job was just to lay there and let them take it. But the whole thing was that once they put the pit line in and they hooked up all these other things, I couldn't get up. So I went to the bathroom before I was supposed to, before all this started. And so I'm laying there and I'm laying there. You know how it is. You know how it is, right? You gotta go. When you gotta go, you gotta go. And he said, "Well, you can't get up." I said, "Well, I'll be going to sleep here real soon, right?" And then everything just sort of dies, basically. Nothing happens. I said, "Yeah, and you won't even know it. You'll have to really go when you wake up." I said, "Okay." So I lay there another half an hour, and I said, "Don't think we're going to make it." So remember, I talked about this in one of my videos where I was in the hospital for like what 3 or 4 days, and they call it a pickwick. Is it a pickwick? Pure, pure wick. Well, I'm doing a little show and tell. They had this in my room, so I figured, well, Billy, you paid for it, you might as well take it home, and then you can do a show and tell what this device does because I talked about it before, and I'll show it to you. This is the device, and it's called a Pure Wick. That's the name of it. And they proceed to put this Pure Wick in the area where a lady goes to the bathroom, where she pees. And then it's hooked up to a pipe on the end there. And so when you urinate, it goes into a jar. They got it sucking into a jar. And I went, "Oh, here we go again." So that's what we did. But I wanted to show this to you because more people asked me, and it's called a Pure Wick, and they are using that now um, for um, for the ladies. So it's it's very spongy. And here, since I'm never going to use it, might as well open it, right? We don't need for it to be sterile. But it's very spongy, and this is like a little rubber, but it's very pliable. And then the hose goes on here, so that when a lady urinates into this, then it's sucked into the bottle. So this is called a Pure Wick. I had never seen this before, but they're always, man, would I like to have had the patent on this. So anyway, that's what that does, and you can feel this inside, and I guess it's got holes in it, and it draws the urine into a jar. So yeah, so that's what they gave me. Um, and I guess at some time during the surgery they removed it. Okay, so I'm all ready now, right? I got pit the the thing in here, and that's to check my blood pressure and something to do with all these other, things. So I've got this in, I've got my line in. They had to give me antibiotics before, and they had to give me something else before too. I can't remember. They typed me. I know what my blood type is. 78 years old, and I know what my blood type is finally. It's O positive. I asked my brother what his was, and his was like AB or A something. So he's like, I don't know, he's in another world. He might not even be my brother. No, he is. I'm sure he is. He looks like the rest of us. So, so I got typed, and then they came and they got me and they took me into this room. I've had a lot of operations. I've been in a lot of operating rooms. This was unbelievable. It was lined up all over the place with all this equipment, wiring, everything. Now, what they do, now let me, and I explained to you what I learned today and what they did on Monday, last Monday. Um, so they transfer me, and I said, oh God, I'm going to pick this fluffy lady up and transfer me onto this teeny weeny little table. And they did. So I get on the table, and then they start slapping all these paddles and stuff all on my back, all over my front, everywhere. And then they put me in the table was very narrow, but they started putting my arms in this device that I couldn't move. I mean, it was like curved over. They tucked me in. They even put a blanket in there so it would be warm. Did the same for my legs. Then they strapped me in, and I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm still wide awake. I'm talking to them, and I meet the anesthesiologist. I met the main dude is the one that put in the pit line, and then they had his assistant was a woman, and she's the one that actually administered the anesthesia through the procedure. Now the procedure was a 2 to 3 hour procedure. Um, they once they put you to sleep, the first thing they do is they go into your stomach. They take a look at the heart. They make sure that the valves look good, the functioning of your heart is good. All of the just in general, the heart is in good shape. Mine was tip top shape. I got a mighty strong heart. He told me that today too. It's a good heart. Then what they do is through the groin, and I forgot to tell you this. I got shaved. My legs got shaved, and I told her, I said, oh no, you broke my New Year's resolution. I said, I promised myself I wouldn't shave for a whole year. And here it is. Well, maybe I already did the year, and I was going on my second year. No, this was the first year. I think. So anyway, she ruined that. She shaved the top of my legs and my groin and all that area. So I'm nicely shaved and ready for the knife, I guess, or ready for his thing. So what they did is they go up through the artery in your groin and go up into your heart, and what it's like it goes into a it goes in it goes into this chamber, but where they need to go is into this chamber, but there's a wall here. So what they do is with this instrument, of course it's got a camera and they can all see that, is they go and they check around to see if they see anything funny or whatever. Then they break through this wall to get to this chamber, and there's these four things floating around in it. They never gave me what the name of those things were. If they did, I don't. It didn't register. But what they do is they go in and then they zap those four things, zap them, like burn them or electrify them. I don't know. They just zap them. But the problem is, it takes about 3 to 4 months for the wall to build itself around these four things. Okay, so that is where the um, where it causes your heart to go out of rhythm, or to for the AFib, and not flow the way it should flow, and which will cause clots and strokes and stuff like that. So anyway, they did that. He said it went really well. It was routine. There was nothing exciting about it. It was very boring, which I'm going, oh no, it was boring. I hate being boring. But anyway, it was boring. It was just routine. They went in, they did their thing, and he came back out, plugged in the hole that he made in my leg, and I had a special plug here. I guess there's special plugs for arteries or whatever. Let me get a little water. Oh, thank you. Thanking myself, right? So they did all that, and it was really late when they got finished. So they kept me overnight, which I'm glad they did because my potassium went down. Um, they were giving me potassium every hour or every 2 hours. Well, they're waking me up every hour to take this potassium stuff, and they gave me a little extra um, antibiotics. So I was kind of pretty well hooked up during the night. But the next morning, things cleared up. He came in and they said, that I could go home as long as I had somebody with me, and I didn't. But uh, my friend Deb came and picked me up, and then she stayed with me for a little while. And then I got tired, and I just wanted to go to bed because I was really tired. I was up all night with them waking me up. But it was successful for right now that we know of. Um, like I said, it's going to take 3 to 4 months for it to heal. Um, the hardest part was the esophagus in here, where he was telling me all the things that they put down in my throat, and that's why they had me on 3 additional medications, and one is for my stomach because what they did irritates the stomach, and they got me on that. I'm taking a baby aspirin every day for the next 30 days, I think. They're putting extra blood thinners on me. Um, and I felt good. I woke up and my chest felt so relieved. I can't explain it to you. It just felt, whew, the pressure felt, it was gone. It was like, I just felt better. I just felt, I didn't feel a bunch of stuff going on in my chest. And that was unusual. I guess I've lived with it for so long that I didn't realize I didn't have to live with it. So, anyways, that was good. The only thing, I kept losing my voice, so I did the Monday night, Wednesday night live with Nancy for the Boggy Creek, and after that I just shut down because I couldn't talk. I mean, it hurt to talk. It was like you had a really bad case of bronchitis. That's how bad it was, right in through here. No fluid in the lungs or anything like that. It was all in this, the trachea and this area here, the esophagus. So, so I try to keep my talking to a minimum. Um, so that was my visit today, and it it just felt good. Now, Saturday night I had an episode where the AFib jumped in and my heart rate went up to the high 70s. And I know some people say, "Oh, that's," but they see mine goes about 60, and they try to keep it at 60. And my blood pressure went up. And he said, if it happens again, to call. Don't even think twice about it. Call. So you'll get a call back. I said, okay. And then we'll talk about what you need to do at that time. So it is going to happen. I did not realize that this is part of the process, but now I know that this is going to happen over the next 3 to 4 months. I go back to see him in January, and we take another, take a look at the progress and see how we're doing. Um, Bruised. I feel like I'm telling you, my lip is still bruised, and my bottom lip was puffed. I got a bruise on this side of my, where's my neck? I got a huge bruise here on my neck, on my arms, um, my thighs, and my legs, and that's all black and blue down my leg and stuff like that. And of course, that'll go away. He says, that's par for the course, I guess. But I have noticed that my out of breath is much better. I'm not as much out of breath as I was. That has improved. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So a little bit, I get a little bit, but that's normal because we're in the healing stage, and it's not something that heals up overnight. So I'm going to bear with it, and I have no other choice. But I'm happy to. The shortness of breath was just really, it was really getting me down. I couldn't do a thing. Just walking in the other room, you know, just tore me down. Now today I went to the doctor. My girlfriend and I, Deb, we went to um, out for lunch. We sat outside. It was a beautiful day in Sarasota, and we were in downtown Sarasota. And we sat outside and had a nice dinner. I mean, lunch, breakfast, lunch, whatever it is, lunch. Well, but my lunch and dinner, I'm still full from it. It was good to go out. Had grouper, had a blackened grouper sandwich. It was so good. Oh, I love grouper. Anyway, it was very, very good. We laughed a lot. I think we both took silly pills this morning, but it was good to laugh and have a good time. So if if you're going to have this procedure done, um, there's pros and cons. Mostly pros. The only con is, of course, the bruising, and that's because they manhandle you like you're a piece of meat or something. No, no, but I mean it's invasive. It's invasive, but it it just went really well, and I'm real happy that it did, and it's going to mean that I'm going to have a healthier 2024. So that makes me feel good. So that's my story on my. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. I haven't answered a lot of emails because I just have not felt good, and I didn't feel like sitting and typing or picking on the thingamajig. I was just resting, and I did a lot of crocheting. I am making it's sort of that pink sweater that I showed you. It's like a sweater coat, and I am like 4 rows from having the main part of it done. I still have the sleeves and I start constructing it after these 4. And of course it's very wide. but I've been working on that and another sweater that I'm making. So I just made those my two projects while I was recuperating. That way I wouldn't have to think um, what I wanted to do or, invent anything. I just did that. So, yeah, it was just a quiet week. He says, now I can go back and be as active as I want to be, as I was before, which was the same as I was last week. But I couldn't pick up anything over 5 pounds. So that meant the cat, and I believe her water bowl weighs over 5 pounds. But yeah, so we just Abby and I just sat around and I napped every day. I would just go in and do my thing. So tomorrow morning I have an appointment with a new cardiologist, and I'm going to be get established with her, and I'm looking forward to that. And so now that we've been getting this taken care of, then in November I go in for a sleep study, um, and get my CPAP regulated correctly, because I think it's not strong enough. And I think once I get that way, maybe I'll get better rest, and I'll sleep better, and that'll uh, help not cure but control the fatigue that I have all the time. So as you can tell, my voice is starting to go. So that's where I am. Sorry it took me so long. I did not want to come on till I knew more today after the uh, appointment uh, with the doctor's office. But I highly recommend, if the doctor recommends you do this, do it, because I think it's going to help. It'll help you, and I know it's going to help me. And if I feel if I'm going to feel like I did at the beginning of last week, where I felt really good, and I don't have that any pain or anything going on in my chest, I think it's going to help out a lot. For Give me a few more years to aggravate all of you. So I will try to. Hopefully, I'll try to get in here this week. I got kind of a busy week, a little bit of a busy week. A neighbor, has invited me over to the church on Wednesday to play the horse races and have lunch at the Catholic Church. I don't know about this Catholic Church. I'll have to check it out. So anyway, so I told her I'd go with her. So thank you. I want to thank all of you for your prayers. And I have a special request. There is one of my subscribers, um, who is facing some cancer issues, and I would like for you to remember her in your prayers. And we call her Night Owl. And she's been with me since the very beginning, and I just love her to death. And I love you, Night Owl. Um, and please put her in your prayers. She's going to be having surgery in December the 12th, I believe. And I remember that, but I can't remember what I had for lunch today. Isn't that crazy? No, I'm just teasing. We tease about that all the time. Can't remember anything. So anyway, please remember her in your prayers, because I am. Um, she's a great lady. So that's it. Abby and I are doing fine, and we're taking it easy. Um, and I'm still going to kind of take it easy this week. Well, I got a few things to do, though. But hopefully I can get into here and start working on a few things. I've been watching. If you see this, Miss Deb, I've been watching videos while I was recuperating on quilting. So I have some idea of what I might be doing. But just remember, yours will be the pretty side. Okay, everybody, I am going to let you go. Thank you very much for your prayers. And I got a few cards. Thank you so much for the cards. And and I'm going to I'm going to be um, getting selling some of my coin purses that I showed you before, and I finished my bags. And I don't think I showed you those. Do you want to see them? Well, let me show them. I don't know if I showed them to you, but they're right back here. I think I can scoot around and show you. Remember, I had them, but I hadn't put the handles on yet. Oops. So I got the handles on, and this one, this one I put together, and I put the polar bears in these handles. They're wooden handles, but I put the yarn all the way around. I thought that was kind of cool. Just something. I didn't want just wooden handles, so I put that on there. I got stuff all over. And then they're very lightweight. And here's the gray one, and here's the lining. It's very, very light. If you need a little tote that you need to put a project in or whatever, I will be getting selling these. And then here's, I think someone had asked about the blue one, and if you want the blue one, you can send me an email or whatever. But yeah, and I put this lining in this one. But I was using up my handles that I had from the last couple of years. So that one done. And then this is the purple one. And the lining for the purple is the purple fireflies. And there's the handle. So these will be part of the items that I'm going to sell with those coin purses. And I do have some of the, excuse me, I have some of the thread there by my table, and I will pick up some, and I do up a coin purse because I have some more Christmas ornament pins to put on them. So they're cute little gifts to put in stocking stuffers or to give your mom or your. They're great to put eye buds in or hearing aids or um, maybe even the little ones you could put just any just stuff that you want to make sure that stays safe. You could use those. So yeah, so I will have them. It'll be in November, probably the early part of November, because Thanksgiving is coming, and so I'd like to get these all out and shipped before Thanksgiving. So in the early part of November, in a couple of weeks, we'll plan to do that. Maybe I'll have more things made by then too. I wanted to do a couple more hobo bags, um, but I didn't get the cotton. I have cotton, but I don't know. It's just you got to have the right cotton to make those. So anyway, and tune in for Wednesday. We will be showing blankets for the Boggy Creek, and please tune in. We've gotten such beautiful blankets, and I think total, and I think I have the total right here. We have gotten 323 blankets in so far, and we still have the rest of October, November, December, and January. So we got 3 months plus a week or so. So I know people are still sending in blankets. That's wonderful. This past week we counted, let's see, 15 of Leanne from Nina's Crochet, 15 of blankets that she's put together so far with the squares. So I know that she is doing, a couple blankets every 2 to 3 days. So she's just, and I'm putting one together now. So yeah, I do have that going too. So I'm just scrap yarn, and I'm just doing that. I'm making tumbleweeds. I've got a bag of tumbleweeds here for Boggy Creek. I just make them and stick them in this little bag so I can include them with the blankets. So yeah, now we're going to get busy. It's time to get busy. So I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your prayers. Abby and I really appreciate it. Abby has been a lot of company to me. She's a mean cat, but I love her anyway. Okay, everybody. I will talk to you soon. Take care. Um, we'll we'll I'll let you know the date that we're going to do um, the sell on the little coin purses and these little bags. And it'll be different. It's not an auction. It's going to be just a sale, and we'll see how it goes. Okay. I love you guys very much. Thank you so much. Good night.